welcome to Day 2 of the Dog Days of Podcasting Challenge 2026 on the One Idjit's Thoughts On podcast. I'm your host, Paul Mackey. I don't know what consistent time of day you might expect my episodes. Yesterday and today are my 2 weekend night shifts that come around every 3 weeks, so these are getting published earlier than I expect to usually complete them. In 3 weeks' time, I'll be traveling instead of the weekend shift, and those episodes will probably be pre-recorded, but in any case, for a listen to all of the participants as they publish each day, you should head over to dogdaysofpodcasting.com for an aggregated master RSS feed of all the registered participants, and you can check out an FAQ about the challenge there as well. This month during the challenge, I'm looking at products of all sorts, so let's get you those answers from yesterday. First, what didn't get it yesterday either, and I'm not getting it today. Let's try. What onomatopoetically named toy ball was first introduced in 1987 and has been marketed by Play Monster in agreement with Hasbro since 2020? And that is the Koosh ball of rubber fibers wrapped around a small steel center. If you haven't seen one before, it's a little bit like a little, I don't know, throw around Fraggle? Maybe, I don't know. That's a little bit weird. And then in 2017, General Mills was dismayed as their licensed Yoplait product line lost ground to Greek-style yogurt brands. Their response was to make a new French-style yogurt product using the pot-set method, where the yogurt is placed in individual glass jars and allowed to complete fermentation in the jar it would later be sold in. There's a whole technique for you. Yes, you can imagine the execs pondering the name. Gotta sound French. What did they settle on? The clue there was in that last sentence with gotta sound French and yes. The answer is oui. I'm not positive that first question was one of the best, though. Is onomatopoeia enough of an in? 1987 might be helpful for someone who had bought or had the toys, but I don't know. I do have all 62 necessary questions written for the month at this point, which makes these busy weekend days a lot easier. We'll see if there's any obviously quickly assembled episodes as the month goes on where I generically say, here's yesterday's answers, and then here's some new ones for today. It'll happen. Ideally, you won't notice, but with me calling it out just now, I might have just prompted you to listen for it. And there are something like 6 days where I'll be pre-scheduling the episodes due to travel, unfortunately, including the last ones. In any case, I will now non-generically tell you to be ready for 2 fresh questions pretty much now. In the 1980s, Betty Crocker marketed an ice cream bar with peanuts, caramel, and chocolate. The name was the same as the activity of the 49ers. What were those called? And Pearson's Candy formerly marketed this candy bar from the 1930s. It went 3 better than a Necco Sky bar. Equipment difficulties and a conflict with a major soft drink manufacturer forced its retirement in 1979. And then, hey, Betty Crocker and Pearson's have something in common, and I'll offer you an impromptu bonus point if you can tell me what that is, making my tracking of scoring so much easier, I suppose. Not really. So, anyway, that's the questions for today. Hopefully you got your 2 points earlier on. These questions might be a little bit more obscure this time. They're not all softballs this year, but I promise you that I'll be offering you some softer balls as the month goes on. I'm going to get back to my Sunday, including my work shift this evening, and meanwhile, I will bid you happy hunting. You've been listening to the One Idjit's Thoughts On podcast, produced by Paul Mackey in association with Nimlas Studios. Any short clips of audio from shows is included under fair use for commentary purposes, and copyright for that content remains with its original copyright holders. The theme song is Too Good by Jack Mangan and is used by his generous permission. One Idjit's Thoughts is produced under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License. You can find more episodes of this podcast and many other fine podcasts at nimlas.org. You can contact me by emailing idjitcastpodcast@gmail.com or commenting on episodes at nimlas.org.